Just knowing Romaine, I don't know what would have happened to that Uber driver. Just saying. But I have to really say that, I'm so impressed with everyone that I see here from UPS. So I want to say congratulations to all of you, and to Ed Martinez, to Romaine, to Sue Schilkoffer, who I'm going to tell the story, so I'll leave it for later. But I'm sure she's going to be very happy when today is over, because this has been a labor of love. So how did this all happen? And I think it's important to know the journey, because I think it's important to understand how powerful connections can be. So as Romaine had said, Women's Leadership Exchange, I've had 92 conferences all over the country, and I met incredible women. And in the course of that, I met Romaine. And in the course of that, I met Hala Modelmog. So fast forward those two serendipitous meetings, and a year ago in Atlanta, I honored both of them, Romaine and Hala, because it took me that long to get them in one place. So we had the conference, and we had a panel discussion like you're going to see today. And Hala and Romaine, being the type of people that they are, naturally gravitated toward one another, and their mutual passions came out. And at that panel discussion, the relationship was forged, but it was forged for other people, because they both recognized that there's more to do for women. So now we left, thinking, what can we do? And in September, I get a call from Sue. And she says to me, Andrea, we're celebrating WLD's 10th anniversary. And I was there before the inception, and Randy Menken and Amy Whitley, and I think Kate Gutman was at the meeting. Just when I saw you, Kate, I recognized you, and I said, I think you were there. And I was there to advise them on what would be their WLD. And what a job they did. I think we should all congratulate them again. It's very hard to understand, if you're not in it, and most of us here are in it, what amount of work this takes, and effort, and belief, and passion. And then you get someone like David Abney, who leads a company from the heart. And I think that's the most important part of what we're here today, is the people. Because he's the leader, and the people exude who he is and who UPS wants to be projected as. And I think that's very important. But UPS is very private. And the story really isn't told, which is a story that I wanted to tell. So when Sue called me and she said, what can we do to celebrate the 10th anniversary? And everything just fell into place. And I said, well, the way I look at it is we're going to celebrate the past 10 years, but we're going to really look forward to the next 10. So then I called my friends, Hala and Romaine. Now, if you want something done, you just call Hala and Romaine. They are forces to be reckoned with. So I called, and Romaine said, Andrea, it's done. Don't worry about it. Hala said, this is a wonderful opportunity for Atlanta. I'm in. Now we had to get to work. And what was the hardest part of this whole program? Everyone from UPS, the leaders from UPS, to get them in one room at one day at one time. Now, I'm not exaggerating, and Romaine is laughing, and Sue is laughing, but it was 5 months. And all I kept on hearing was, well, Teresa Finley, I have to get her calendar. I have to get Terry McClure's calendar. I have to get, and I said, what is this happening here? This was going to be a very simple situation, which we were going to come, and all of a sudden, here we are today, live streaming. It's amazing to me what UPS can do. And of course, it blossomed and burgeoned into what it is today, and why. And this is really the essence of how I can explain it. Everyone here today is a change maker. You are the people who can change what has been happening. Why? Because you're here. In our busy schedules, and everyone has that, we found a day. If UPSers can find a day, we can change the world. So it is my pleasure to be here to say, you know what? It's time. There's a time for everything. UPS has put in 10 years. And, I'm thinking, as I'm relating to what was being said by David, how the BRGs wanted to come and they weren't invited, and how it blossomed. Well, I compare that to today. So I want to see the success of the BRGs continue into what we're doing today. And what is that? It's the power in sharing and connecting with others to solve problems. And I think that one of the people who I know will be instrumental in the success of the WLE Thought Leadership Summit, which I hope will continue every year in Atlanta, is Hala Modelmog. Now, when I said Hala was a force, you can judge yourself. She was president of Church's Chicken, the first woman president of an international restaurant chain. Then she went to be the president and CEO of Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure of breast cancer. She set up, and I'm going to get this right, put on my glasses, the Scientific Advisory Board with an annual grant of $100 million for scientific research. She did that there. Then she went on to Arby's. Wasn't just chicken anymore. And she was CEO and president of Arby's. Now, 154 years go by, and there's never been a man who has been the CEO or president of the Metro Atlanta Chamber. Here comes Hala. And the part about Hala is, everyone knows Hala. You don't have to mention a last name. Oh, Hala. I know Hala. Luckily, your mother didn't name you Sue. No offense, Sue. So now what happens is she now has this Atlanta, wonderful city. It's her playground. What is she going to do about this? What's in her heart? And what's in her heart is to be transformative and change and make Atlanta the place that women want to work and they know that they can advance. So it is my pleasure to welcome Hala Modelmog to the stage, and will our other panelists take the stage. And as they take the stage, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And I hope we in this group will be that small group of people. Thank you.